So welcome back, guys. Today's goal is to get this Ibook Clamshell completely silent by putting an SSD into it. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So guys, let me first demonstrate you the problem of this system. It has a completely functioning hard drive, but it sounds really horrible, and it sounds like it's not long until it will die. So I will show you that sound by putting the machine on. I hope you can hear this whining sound and the clicking sound, and yeah, that's the sound of a hard drive that will not be long around anymore. It's not far away from death. And it really bothers me, because if this hard drive is away from this system, it will be completely silent. There is no fan in the system whatsoever. So yeah, we are saving this machine from a hard drive failure and making it completely silent. The problem with this build is that it's not just a simple swap. You have to put all of the components of this Ibook away to get to the hard drive, so it's really not an easy job, and it's not for the faint at heart. You really should be experienced in working on PCs when doing this. So a little bit of a disclaimer right there. It's not easy, but it will make this machine quite a lot better. So now let's come to the components of this build. The most important one is this. This, guys, is not an SSD, but it's something quite similar to an SSD. This is an CF card reader, but not a simple one. CF card goes in here, but the trick on this one is we can put two in it. So this looks like the original hard drive. It's a simple 2.5-inch hard drive, but with two CF cards in it, and they are ordered like this. Here it says right on there, CF2 is the slave and CF1 will be the master, and if everything goes to plan, system will see this as one hard drive. So I've bought two CF cards. They are from SanDisk, and they are SanDisk Extreme 120 megabytes per second 32 gigabyte drives. So really speedy drives, maybe too speedy, but yeah, they were really cheap. And one thing that you have to know is this system won't take drives bigger than 128 gigabytes. Yeah, so you have, I think, 64 gigabytes of SSD is a lot, really a lot for this system. Maybe overkill, because in the system right now is 6 gigabytes. So we will put 10 times the storage in it, make it completely silent, and maybe a little bit faster. So yeah, this will be quite a cool thing to do. Yeah, so let's get on to it. So let's put those two cards into the drive. The cool thing about CF cards is that you can't put them in the wrong way, because they have two slides over here, and one is thinner and one is thicker. You are not able to put it in the wrong way. It just goes in one direction. So let's turn it around, and I think the other way. It doesn't want to go in there, so let's try it out the other direction, and it goes really nice into this one. So two CF cards in there. So that's our drive. So the next step for me is to have a look at this drive, this SSD or CF drive. I have it sitting in my docking station, and this docking station is connected to my iMac. So let's have a look at this right here. So I started up the drive, and now let's start up the iMac. So here we are on my iMac, and we are right in disk utility. And there's one thing that I find quite interesting. The drives show up. So we have here 32 gigabyte and right here 32 gigabyte. But, and that's a big but, I thought because of the master-slaveness they would be together into one drive, but they are not. So what I will do now is I will try to make a RAID array. So I will connect them into one drive, put them together in a RAID 0, so that they will show up as one drive, and that the new system will have just one drive and everything will be on there. So that should be the main goal. So let's go into the first drive, and there we can set a RAID. We can give it a name. Let's name it SSD Ibook Clamshell. We have to make it macOS extended journaled for it to be a boot drive. And then I want RAID 0 so that we have it striped. And now let's pull my two drives in there. First one and the second one. And it now says that the size of the RAID will be 59.6 gigabytes. So let's have a look at the option that we have. 32 kilobytes of blocks is okay for me. So let's click OK. And let's click right here to do it. It will say that it will remove every data that is on there. So that's okay by me. Let's go for it. And we're done. It even asks me if I want to have it as a time machine backup, which I don't. So yeah, we are finished in disk utility, so let's close it. There it is, SSD Ibook Clamshell. So I call that a success. So now let's sum it up, where we are and what the next steps will be. The CF cards are working greatly, and we have formatted them in a RAID 0 striped data, so it should be really fast, and they are working great. So now we have to disassemble this machine to get the original hard disk out. Then I will put the data from the system, which is a completely reinstalled Mac OS 10.3.9, I think, so the current version of OS 10.3, which is the most current system for this Ibook Clamshell. So I will copy the data from this with Carbon Disk Cloner and put it onto the new SSD. I will have to do this because this system has the big problem that it is a pre-FireWire model, so it has no FireWire, which means that I can't do target disk mode and copy over the system like so. And if you have seen my other videos, putting OS 10.3 on this machine was not as easy as I thought it would be, and it was really quite a hassle. So that is the way to go. So let's start this up.